Hi everybody, this is week 4 of the 3 Rings Challenge. I'm bringing you tune-up. I'm Andrew Lengerich from Elevate Physiotherapy. We're going to be focusing on upper body, starting from the wrists, working up to the shoulders, upper back, and chest. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to work on the forearms. With all the gripping of the barbell and the dumbbells and everything like that, you know, our forearms get a little bit tight and irritable. So the best way I like to do it, get all the way from the biceps all the way down through the forearms, is to be in this position here on your hands and knees. And then what you want to do is make sure the fronts of your elbows, kind of that little dip here, is facing forward. And then all you're going to do is you're just going to lean back, keeping your hands attached to the ground. So what that does by opening the shoulders up in that position, it gives you a stretch all the way through the forearm flexors, which are the ones we use most to grip. And then it also works on getting those biceps. So you want to pull back until you feel a nice stretch there, and then come back forward. So this is even good for somebody who spends a lot of time typing and working on, you know, with a mouse. Our wrist flexors and the muscles that do that all day need a little break to be stretched out. If you're somebody who's had elbow pain on the inside of your elbow, a lot of times the tightness and overworking of those muscles can be a problem. So beneficial for all those things. Making sure our grip is strong so that when we're doing our workouts, that's not the limiting factor. Again, we should feel a nice stretch here. It shouldn't be painful. If this is too much for you, it's as simple as just mimicking that movement, just not in a weight-bearing position on your hands and knees. So all you have to do is hold out like this, and then you can vary your pressure. So if you're somebody who has bad wrists or has had troubles in the past, that might be too much to start off with. You can go ahead and modify it. Okay? The other thing you can do is just not lean back quite as far. So that's for the forearms. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to get your triceps. So what I want you to do is you're going to go ahead and just bend your elbow, bring it up over your head, and then you're going to pull like you're trying to pull your elbow to the back of your head, behind your head. So you should feel a nice stretch down the back of your tricep here. You might even feel it down into the shoulder. The tricep actually attaches into the shoulder, has attachments into the shoulder, so you might feel it there as well. So we're just going to hold this position. We'll go ahead and switch sides. Again, it should be a gentle stretch. It shouldn't be excruciatingly painful. You might get some feeling of stretching down in through here. That just means your lats are tight, and that's okay. You're getting a couple different things with this movement. Let's go ahead and switch sides again. Again, you don't want your elbow to be straightened out like this. You want that elbow to be bent as much as possible. Get a nice stretch on the triceps there. Switch again. So now we're going to come down onto our hands and knees. This one's called thread the needle. So we're going to get some movement through the back of the shoulder and opening up the chest. So what I want you to do is you're going to take your arm and you're going to reach it underneath, almost like you're getting to the point where your shoulder is going to hit the ground. You're going to hold there for a couple of seconds, and then we're going to come all the way up, open the chest up, reach like you're reaching up towards the ceiling, and then come back down. Again, trying to get the back of that shoulder down and then come back up here. So we get a nice stretch on the back side of the shoulder. And then when we come up, again, just like one of the previous tune-ups, you want to make sure you're squeezing that shoulder blade down and back as your arm goes up towards the ceiling. All right, so I'll show you what it looks like from the other side too. So again, reaching underneath here. You can let this elbow bend a little bit to reach underneath and then come all the way back up, squeezing that shoulder blade down and back. Come back through. And last one here. All right, now we're gonna do what's called child's pose, but we're gonna do a little variation here because we're gonna try to get the outside of the shoulder and the lats. So you're gonna be in this position, kind of sitting back on your heels, and then you're gonna take your left arm, put it way out to the left side, and you're gonna take your right hand and put it on top here. And then all you're gonna do is you're gonna sit back down into it until you feel a nice pull down and through here. So you'll feel that through your lat. You might feel it in your lower back a little bit. Your lat actually attaches down in your lower back. So a lot of times, even if you have tightness that feels like it's in your lower back, it can limit how well you can get your arm up over your head. So we'll just hang here for a little bit of time here. Just again, a nice pull, shouldn't be excruciatingly painful. If it is, just kind of lift your butt up off your heels a little bit to take some tension off of it. And if you need to come out of it and give yourself a break, that's perfectly fine as well. When we're stretching, we got to do enough to feel it and make change to the muscle, but not so much that we're causing any damage or pain to the muscle. So you got to let how your body feels be the guide. All right, so let's go ahead and switch sides now. Right arm out, left arm over the top, and then you're just going to lean back. Obviously, the further out to the side you go, the more of a stretch. So if it's too much there, you can always change the position of your arm to take some stretch and tension off of that. All right, the last one is super easy. You're gonna put your foam roller long ways. You're gonna lie on it so it's right along your spine. You wanna make sure your neck's not in this extended position. You wanna tuck your chin down, and then you're just gonna let your arms fall to the side and relax. Let the chest open up. The higher up you go, the more of a stretch you'll feel. So if you need to, you can start low here, come up, and you're just gonna let that hang there for a minute or so. This helps to undo some of the slouching, poor posture that we have sitting. And a lot of times, our pec muscles are tight because our shoulders are in that rounded forward position. And the pecs are a much stronger muscle than the muscles in our back. So we need to make sure that they stay nice and loose so it's easier for us to be in a good upright posture during our movements. All right, so that's it for week 4